If you listen to the mainstream sports media, you would think that racism is just rampant everywhere in the sports world. The reality is, there's so little of it that people need to invent it just to get headlines. Fake victims like Duke female volleyball player Rachel Richardson, who invented a story about someone screaming the N-word at her repeatedly hours long in a match. Unfortunately for Rachel Richardson, nobody heard this person. Video evidence said this never happened. This person never said these things. No one in the crowd heard it other than her. Weird how that works, isn't it? It's almost like she's a disgusting liar who decided she wanted a little bit of attention and it blew up in her face. But unfortunately, because of that sports media that blew up the story and really refused to cover it once the police, once the conference, once the schools involved said, yeah, this never happened. This is a fake hoax. It is not real. They never really covered when that went down, did they? So now, even months later, you still have universities that are bending the knee and virtue signaling, canceling games with BYU all over a fake hate crime hoax, effectively. University of the Pacific cancels BYU volleyball match over debunked race hoax. And of course, there's Rachel Richardson right there, who claimed that someone was screaming the N-word at her repeatedly over hours and hours and hours. None of her teammates heard it. None of the other team heard it. Nobody in the stands heard it. They can't find any video or audio evidence, and they said that it's fake, that she made this story up. But still, you have schools that are canceling. It's ridiculous. University of Pacific canceled a volleyball match against Brigham Young over the debunked race hoax from August. In late August, Duke volleyball player Rachel Richardson claimed she was pelted with racial slurs during a game in the BYU student section. And of course, we saw that the godparent, I think the godmother or something of Rachel Richardson, happened to be a far-left extremist who's running for political office, who has a history of anti-white tweets, just blatant, out there, anti-white racism. That didn't get covered too much by the mainstream media. I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't want to talk about that. When we knew, once you heard this story, all normal people said, that doesn't really seem to make sense, but I guess let's wait for a little more evidence to come out. Seems like it's bullshit. Seems pretty sus to me, like someone would just be screaming the N-word and no one would hear it, no one would do anything, no one would say anything. Probably didn't happen, and in fact, we were all right. The mainstream media, of course, was wrong. Richardson's story immediately spread like wildfire, as we've talked about. However, according to the BYU Cougar Chronicle, students who attended the game said they never heard the slur. We talked about this earlier. Police came in and did an investigation. Everybody came in and investigated, said the same thing. This never happened. Nonetheless, the University of Pacific announced on Monday the women's volleyball team would be forfeiting the upcoming match against BYU. The team expressed concerns following reports of racist and hostile comments during an August 26 match. Pacific stands with our student athletes. The volleyball team has decided not to play the November 10th game against Brigham Young. BYU athletic spokesperson told Outkick the team's decision was deeply disappointing. University of Pacific's decision to forfeit is unwarranted and deeply disappointing. As we've stated previously, BYU will not tolerate any conduct that would make a student athlete feel unsafe. It's unfortunate Pacific would make a decision that perpetuates the very challenge we're working to heal in our polarized society. Lies. Lies from racist scumbags like Rachel Richardson. Lies that are meant to destroy, lies that are meant to divide people along racial lines. Well, they end up doing just that, just not in the way that she expected. She wanted to be a victim, she lied, she faked it, and it blew up in her fucking face. But unfortunately, the mainstream media is so willing to accept this and push this propaganda that is still leading to people canceling games. We're not just going to sit here. We're going to call this bullshit out whenever we see it here on Sports Wars. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.